I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World's box office opening weekend worldwide. So this is the 35th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it feels like just yesterday. The MCU just started back in 2008 with Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. But like with all franchises, they start out very, very good and then just come completely falling down as the years go by. So what's really interesting about this movie is that this movie, as you guys know from our previous Captain America: Brave New World videos we've uploaded to the channel, is that this movie's budget is the one thing that we're going to be talking about a lot in this video. So I'm just going to just preface it like this to make sure you guys understand this, okay? So the media is trying to essentially play this movie's box office opening weekend as some sort of like big win, but there's a big problem with that. So this movie has went through extensive reshoot. It basically was built from the ground up, dismantled, built from the ground up, dismantled, and built from the ground up and dismantled multiple times. Multiple test screenings with all those dismantled movies I just told you about, all scrapped. You know, they essentially, within like what the last one that we heard about, almost reshot the entire movie. Nobody goes to work for free. Do you guys think all these actors, background actors, set designers, camera people, all went back to these different movies for free?
Well, I mean,
that stupid?
To be fair, it didn't look like a lot of the sets were actually used for a lot of the reshoots. They just had like a cheap green screen behind them.
Fair enough. So,
but your point is still, it stands. You're right. They still have to have a full crew.
And keep in mind, you know, this movie's budget apparently rumored ballooned to like $350 million, and people said that was from the word of real, which they posted on IMDb, as you guys see that on Twitter, right? I know a lot of you guys are more on Twitter now because of the election. It's good, be on Twitter. That's where you should get your real news from, not from CNN or MSNBC. So this is why you know the media is trash. Let me just point out a pure example for you. So apparently we're not supposed to believe the media, but yet we're supposed to also believe them. IMDb, who had the word of real report, said the movie's budget ballooned to $350 million, but then they had the Hollywood Reporter come out and say, no, that never happened. So let's just think about this like logical human beings. They want you to believe the media when the other media say a truth and the next media says it's a lie, okay? So the Hollywood Reporter's article did not debunk the movie's budget exploding. All they said was that it just never happened. They didn't provide any receipts of it not happening. And the only way to prove it is Disney has to come out and basically say it didn't happen. There's only one way to find out it'll ever happen. You know that recent video we had talking about the movie's budget and the media lying about it, like we uploaded? This company has lied about movies' budgets repeatedly. Doctor Strange 2, Ant-Man 3, The Marvels. That's 3 examples right there. That's right there. 3 strikes, you're out. I will never believe you on movie budgets with this company. Because keep in mind, the reason why people generally believe movie budgets is because there's no way for us to prove if they're lying at all. But even if they're lying, it doesn't even matter because they're screwed either way, as I'll say in a moment here. So the Hollywood Reporter did not debunk anything. They just said what Disney wanted them to say, okay? Keep in mind, I go to the next thing I wanted to bring up here. Let's just hypothetically say the movie's budget is $180 million. So we learned today that the movie has to essentially make $425 million to break even. And as I say that, as you guys know, I always bring this up, that's not profit. That means the studio doesn't even profit from the movie, even if it hits $425 million. So you gotta kind of consider if it takes in about $200 million more dollars, I'll say, to be fair. And if it hits $600 million, you could be in profit range. This movie's not hitting that. I mean, if it does, I'll be like I'm wrong. But
it's gotta be more than that.
Yeah, you're right. Like, so if we use,
I could understand if it was like an average, like advertising budget. Right. They just did a Super Bowl commercial for it. Granted, it was like a tie-in with Tide, but man, like your average Marvel movie doesn't have a Super Bowl ad with it. Like that's gotta put that marketing budget through the roof.
And keep in mind, they haven't even said the marketing budget. If we ever figure out what the marketing budget is, oh my God, the shills are not going to be very happy about that. The other thing I'll bring up here, maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. The reason why Doctor Strange 2, the Marvels, and Ant-Man 3's budgets were really revealed was because they were filmed in the UK. Disney has to file those tax reports about what they actually filmed over there to get the tax credit back. If this movie has any scenes filmed in the UK, they have to file those tax reports to get those credits back. If that ever happens and those numbers come out, then we'll know the real budget of the movie. Happened with those 3 movies? Did it happen with this one? Were any of these movie scenes filmed in the UK? I hope so. We get that actual number, but it doesn't matter either way. Keep in mind, guys, movie has to hit like $600 million to make profit. Who are like, oh, good, breaking. No studio sits there and invests almost $200 million to go, man, I just really wanted to break even, dude. I just love breaking even. I can't wait to break even. I can't wait to fucking pay all my stars up front and then just get butt fucked on the back end of my movie flopping. You have people know this.
I mean, that is what you're always looking for.
Yeah.
So
wake up
I
in the
know
morning and feel like
you probably. Yeah, you got your baby oil. But I know you probably don't have this information. But did they ever give out what the estimated budget was before the reshoots or anything like that?
It was always rumored to be $180 million, even before, like years ago.
You'd have to assume that it's more than that. I don't know if it's the full 380.
I wouldn't doubt if what they're reporting is before any reshoots, and they just are reporting that now.
Right.
A lot's going to depend on how extensive the reshoots actually were, and I don't think we'll ever really know that because you have
the director's lying about it now.
Yeah,
he's saying it happened.
The director saying one thing, you've got reports saying another thing, you got rumors, you got all this other stuff.
Right.
I do know what's his name, that wrestler Seth Rollins, who was supposed to be in the movie. He flat out said that the movie now is nothing like what he filmed.
But apparently the director came out and he said there were no reshoots. Guys, literally.
Well, I mean, is Seth Rollins in it or is Giancarlo Esposito in it? Because the thing is, Sidewinder wasn't in it. It was the other members of the Serpent Society.
Let's just go with what Bob just said. Is he a liar? Did he sit in that movie, film that shit, and they didn't put in there? Is he a liar? Or is it a director line?
Now, it could have been just a case where they cut it, but where they cut his performance out completely. But from my understanding, what he said was that the movie and the script is completely different now from what it was when he was filming. So that meant that there was some extensive changes to the movie.
And the other thing to bring up regarding this movie's budget, guys, let's look at it this way, because Sci-Fix always uses this one example, but I'll amplify because I'm a genius. I have 200 IQ for a reason, like Shikamaru from Naruto. Essentially, look at it this way. You're putting in this much into a movie. You want to be getting profit back. Anyone that sees a movie's number just as the number it made. Theaters take their cuts. The international theaters take their cuts. Okay. Actors have always been very fair with this, so I'll give them that, even though they've been a piece of shit recently. Actors, for the most part, for most movies, always get paid up front. Most of the directors do. So keep in mind, the studio is already, I'm going to bat for them, I'm like shill. They're already batting for this movie at a loss because they've already paid you millions up front. So, like, let's use Joker 2, for example. All those actors you guys saw in the movie, like Lady Gaga, Joaquin Phoenix, they got paid up front. They're already paid. So the money you have to make in the movie theater makes up for all that. That's the idea going behind it. And well, that didn't happen, obviously. So you're just out of money. That's the thing. So these studios don't want to break even. Anyone that's saying that, I literally will never listen to your opinion because I know you're just fucking stupid. No studio invests that much money and wants to just lose or just get nothing out of it. That means essentially if you break even, you get nothing out of it. You just went and did all this for what? Why do we have this movie then if you don't make money? Because making money justifies, at least I made money. At least I got millions of dollars. That's the end goal, right? You can't be like, you can be mad if you made money. I can't be mad at that either. But if you don't make any money and now the movie's trash, we're just fucked, right?
No, but the thing is they don't want to just make money. They want to make extensive money. Like, they don't want to just have made like $5 million in profit on this thing. Yeah, that's not good for investors. Say, okay, I'm going to invest $180 million, and 3 years down the line, I'm going to make a profit of $5 million. That's not what they're doing. They're banking on a Marvel movie that the name brand is going to draw people out to the theaters, and they're going to make a decent amount of money here. They're not hoping for a small profit or to break even, like you said, MSK. They want a huge profit. Now, again, they're banking on the name Marvel and that they're going to put out a good product.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, if this movie doesn't make profit for them, they're not going to do any more Sam Wilson Captain America movies. Now, let's be honest, that's probably a good thing after watching this because they didn't really give you anything anyway. But money is the only real justification for any of these things getting sequels. Now, yes, there is movies that have bombed and got sequels, but I'm talking like for the most general portion of it, right? A lot of the movies you see now, they did very well back in the day to justify getting more of these. I mean, you might even get one MCU movie years from now if this keeps up, because keep in mind, there's going to be exceptions to the rule. I personally think the Avengers movies are going to make a lot of money. Probably $1 billion because they're Avengers movies. Spider-Man's probably $1 billion still at this point. The last one did $1 billion. The other previous one did $1 billion. Homecoming did $800 million some dollars. Outside of Spider-Man and Avengers, average ones like this will be doing these numbers. Generally, when the movie's run is over, probably like $400 million. Is that enough to really keep justifying doing these? If you're only getting $400 million back, you can't scale the budgets back down because they have to hire high-profile talent. That's the reason why you're even going to watch the movies to begin with, honestly. They have no leading men anymore. Who's your Michael Jordan? Who's your Kobe Bryant? RDJ's not here. Chris Evans isn't here. Chadwick Boseman's sadly died. Doctor Strange, they cucked that guy in his second movie.
I mean, you got Sam and Joaquin, though.
So, I mean, all right. Fucking hell.
Hey, in all fairness, Harrison Ford was in this movie, so.
This is certainly a movie of all time. Truly a performance of the decades here. There's really no leading men here anymore. I mean, Tom Holland Spider-Man, no. I like No Way Home. I thought it was pretty good, but no, he didn't lead no Avengers. Be honest here. There's no leading people here. Who's gonna lead the Avengers? Kate Bishop? Miss Marvel? I like Eamon Vellani, I do, but no, there's no leading men here. Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, get the fuck out of here. That's a joke in of itself. Photon, a black lady lead the Avengers. I'll Superman myself off a bridge. That ever happens,
Hey man, you still got the Young Avengers. They've been setting that up for quite a while.
Yeah,
so, yeah. Any day now.
I loved it in the Marvels.
You got Riri.
No, what's crazy? This is how you know the MCU misses their past. I forgot which movie. I'm pretty sure it was the Marvels where I saw the post-credit scene where Eamon Vellani is doing the same shit that Nick Fury did. Okay, guys, we know you missed the past. You can always go back to your past and recreate that, So you can still do it. We want you to. I mean, what are we going to do? That's why X-Men are coming, because the X-Men as characters can lead a lot of different ways, That's why you're hearing more reports of the X-Men movie coming out, very, very soon. So there's no real leading person here anymore. You need a lead here. The reason why people were watching a lot of these movies was because you had a lead character here to follow their journey, like Steve and Tony's character. Thor's character can't be a leader because
so you're
they
saying
don't do it for
you were just watching the MCU for the men?
Hell yeah. The men, hell yeah.
We did give up women, so.
Well, Scarlett Johansson and what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen. Damn. All right. So let's start with Culture Crave, who got a lot of heat this past weekend for their apparent shilling of Disney. Hashtag Captain America 4 reportedly needs to make $425 million worldwide to break even. That's okay. If you believe that budget, it's currently at $192 million after its opening weekend. And, you had here where reported from Deadline. So this is the IMDb one that a lot of you guys know about. But then right here, Culture Crave puts THR debunked that World of Real budget thing a while back. IMDb is a site where anyone with an account can add info. I mean, let's just hypothetically say it's true. I've never heard of that. That's like Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure it's Wikipedia, but info I've shared above is from a trade site Deadline. But if we're supposed to believe that media right there, that media company, why am I not allowed to believe this one? It's because they not go with your narrative. That's the problem. And you read this little part right here that he has. I'll just read it to you guys. Despite reports of multiple reshoots on the movie, so far this is the only one. It does not appear to be as extensive as the reshoots that faced Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, which lasted 6 weeks, nor expensive and extensive reshoots endured by the Marvels. In fact, one insider says Brave New World will cost significantly less than the Marvels. That didn't debunk anything. That didn't debunk nothing.
So, according to IMDb, what I'm seeing is the additional shooting, the reshoots cost $100 million. So was this originally an $80 million budget? Like, that doesn't seem to make sense to me.
Yeah. all I've ever heard before the movie came out was it was reportedly over $100 million for a budget. That's all I've ever heard. And this is the report from IMDb that a lot of people went off with. Captain America: Brave New World massive budget reportedly revealed. Captain America: Brave New World's budget has skyrocketed to 350 to 375 million due to ongoing reshoots. And then the director of this movie is like, "There's no extensive reshoots. These people some are shilling, some can't even keep a story straight. We know it's went through extensive reshoots. That's the reason why it came out in 2025. It was supposed to come out last year, and it got pushed back because of reshoots. The director is retarded. We know there were reshoots on it. That is bro, your brain is fried.
Well, doesn't it come down to your definition of extensive? Maybe for him, if every single shot isn't done, then it's not extensive. It's just, average reshoots of an entire movie.
Yeah. And 90% of them, no, they wasn't extensive.
The movie we may be looking at an entirely different movie now, but there's no extensive reshoots. This is like the fourth version that they've tried in theaters, right? But who cares? I'll be honest here, I do kind of want to know what those other versions were. I'll be honest here, man. What if those other versions were better than what we got? That might be a possibility. The other versions we got were better.
I am curious.
It would have been so much less bland.
Yeah, right, I'm curious to know what it was before.
I'll be honest, I'd rather would have had what was before, because this feels like it's just stitched up plots everywhere. I don't know, man.
I got a feeling like the Isaiah Bradley thing would have been a lot bigger, and I don't know. It feels like they could have gone heavily into any of those directions, but instead it's like, okay, I'm moving on. Like, we're just going to skip over this one. Now we're moving on to this new thing. Hey, Sidewinder's here. You guys are interested in Sidewinder, right? It's Giancarlo. Let's do this.
And keep in mind, the movie did this thing of like, we're going to be like Winter Soldier. Giancarlo Esposito's character, he was being like Bucky, shoots up the car, tries to attack. Man, oh, fucking hell, man. He's not Bucky, not the Winter Soldier,
Yeah, no, not even close.
I don't know. Was I the only one to notice that? It felt like they were trying to be Winter Soldier so hard in the first act of the movie that they threw all that shit away. I was like, if you're going to be Winter Soldier, then just do that. No, now we have to do fucking world bullshit here. All right.
The problem I had with the big problem I had with the movie was that the first half of it felt like it was trying to be a Captain America movie, and then it went off to try to be an Incredible Hulk movie, but without the Hulk. And it just doesn't work because you don't have the glue for that franchise, which is the Hulk. I mean, this is a direct sequel in a lot of ways to the Incredible
Hulk. Yeah. And in every way. Yeah. All the villains.
Only 17 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You have all the villains, you have all the plot lines set up. And this movie doesn't even do that. It's not that it's not there, it's more like it doesn't even earn that, because that was done in another movie to set all that stuff up. But again, that's the MCU. So a lot of people are like, MCU, Marvel doesn't lie about their budgets. Literally right here. I'll forget. The reported budget of Doctor Strange, and I remember this. This is the reported budget. It was $200 to $300 million. The actual budget of it is $419. People will be like, why does that matter? Oh my God. Okay. Explain it very quickly. The movie made $929 million. So if it's a $200 million budget movie, that's profitable. Even if it's $300, I'll give you profit there. I will. Now, if it's $400 million, that changes the conversation. That means it wasn't profitable. That means it broke even. That means they lost, because movies that have $400 million budgets would have to at least make $1 billion to break even, right? Unless I'm literally not thinking about that correctly. You see how much that context changes depending on what the budget is versus what the narrative you'll actually have an outcome. If it has a $200 million budget, it'd be profitable with what it made. Even this, maybe, give or take, maybe, right? That right there, no. That means it broke even. That means it's a loss leader. That means it failed right there. But they want you to believe it did good based off the reported budget. Keep in mind, if they've lied about this, why would they not lie about this movie? And there's more to lose on this movie than this one. This one actually made a lot of money, despite not probably being profitable for the studio. Captain America: Brave New World box office numbers total worldwide domestic opening and records. Following a relatively divisive release, all eyes are now on Captain America: Brave New World's box office performance, both worldwide and domestic, as it strives to make headway as an important MCU installment. That's not happening. Following a relatively follow year in 2024, with Deadpool and Wolverine being the MCU's only cinematic release, but one that broke records as Marvel Studios' latest billion-dollar movie, Captain America: Brave New World is the first of 3 MCU movies in 2025. Whether it continues the momentum of 2024 success, however, remains to be seen. It's not. Spoiler alert. Just not happening, buddy. Captain Africa, Captain EBT, Captain didn't stay there for his kids. Not really doing that. Captain America Brave New World was already subject to a certain measure of controversy as a subset of MCU fans struggled to reconcile with the fact that Steve Rogers is not embodying the eponymous role. Instead, this is Sam Wilson's...
Dinosaur.
Good Lord, I love dinosaurs. Instead, this is Sam Wilson's solo cinematic debut, launching his tenure as Captain America 4 years after embracing the mantle in The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Keep in mind, all they had to do was just keep Bucky here. In the movie, they swap out Falcon for Mexican Falcon, Taco Falcon, Quesadilla Falcon, Tamale Falcon. You know, I know a lot of people don't like Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think that's the best one they've done so far as shows. I did not like Falcon's portrayal. I did not like that. But outside of that, and the villains too. I did like the chemistry him and Bucky had. At least can you give me that? No, I didn't get that. I get Tamale Falcon. What the fuck?
Yeah, we could have had a nice little spy thriller here with Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I think I actually think that the movie introduced some interesting ideas in the first part of the film that could have made for a very interesting story for a Captain America film. But again, this tries to be a Hulk film too. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it just doesn't work. And then, of course, they don't really flesh out those ideas.
Yeah, some people have said it's basically a long episode of a Disney Plus MCU TV show or fucking...
Well, kind of. They are following on a bunch of things that were set up, like the whole Isaiah Bradley thing. It comes from that show, but not a lot of people watch that show. So a good portion of the dialogue in this is just exposition.
Same thing with the Marvels. Same thing. Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, I didn't watch the Marvels. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I needed a whole bunch of like exposition. Sadly, the dialogue in that one was a lot better. What can I say? It seems like every second line in this is like, "Oh, you are the captain. You did not take the serum." Like they're really setting up a whole bunch of shit that the show did.
Yeah. This movie's expositional dumps were insane. That's what people probably... I'll be honest here, that's why it was probably considered boring. These motherfuckers are literally talking to you like you're retarded. You know? I'm just pointing out. And keep in mind, I liked Isaiah Bradley. I don't hate that character. They don't do him justice in this movie. Yeah. No character is done justice.
This movie would have been so much better if it was just Isaiah Bradley versus Harrison Ford. Like, that would have made sense in so many different ways.
Oh, black guy versus the white guy? Great. Why are you bringing up racial tension?
Instead we got a black guy versus the white guy either way. Or do you not consider Cap black now? I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, you would have gotten it. You would have gotten a super soldier against.
Oh, you're right. You got you.
Which would have made sense. Okay. And it's also the dude that imprisoned the super soldier and basically made him do like all these. He would have reason to actually be against, this particular character. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It just sucks. So it was originally called Captain America: New World Order. I do believe it was going to go into it.
Right? It was called.
I think it was the second one.
Yeah, there's called before that as well. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it would have gone more extensively into that, and I think we also would have gotten a little bit more of Thunderbolt Ross like in it, as opposed to just we see him get angry a couple of times and then the big scene at the end. But I would have to think that this whole New World Order thing would have gone more into that. It would have been more of the political thing, and it would have been. Opinion. Yeah. Well, you got to think of the time that we were in when they were kind of putting it into production. It's like, people could see that as this whole conspiracy thing of there is this group of people running. Same thing with what's her name? Now I'm completely forgetting that character's name, but she is supposed to be an agent of Mossad. Instead, they have changed it to where.
Ruth.
I cannot remember that.
Her character's first name is Ruth. I can't remember her last name.
Yeah, that other trash storyline. Oh my God, she's a widow. As it literally adds nothing to the movie at all. Even though this movie pretty much has nothing, that literally adds nothing. It meant nothing.
Yeah. I was watching a Nerdrotics review earlier today, and he was saying that her character,
crazy.
He was saying that her character was actually supposed to be a mutant.
Oh, good Lord, man!
In the comic,
I didn't know that. I just assumed that she was supposed to be that. Now I forget the actual character's name, but Isabel, she is the Israeli superhero.
Yeah, well, she's supposed to be a mutant, and her character's name was Sabra, I think.
Yeah, that's the one
in the comic. And she was an agent of the Israeli government there.
Oh, I just want to point out in the movie, because there's that thumbnail people use where he's standing in this new suit with the shield and he's looking. That never happened in the movie. I never saw him do that. But I'm just pointing out, I like the suit he was given. I like that suit from the comic books. I think it's one of the most accurate suits we've ever gotten. Looks fantastic to me. In my opinion, it looks great. Why did he swap the suits? Literally adds nothing. He swapped a better suit for one that just looks uglier. It made no sense. Usually when you swap suits, one does something better. That suit he has there does nothing better. But whatever, fuck me, right? The trepidation surrounding his cinematic debut has threatened to harm the movie's box office success, compounded by an initial smattering of mixed reviews for Captain America: Brave New World. At the time of writing, the numbers reports that Captain America: Brave New World has grossed over $88 million domestically and $92 million internationally, combining for a total of $180 million globally. This is expected to increase substantially on the President's Day, Monday, February 17th. This also means that Captain America: Brave New World has soared past its production budget, though it would need to earn $360 million globally to break even when accounting for post-production costs like marketing, which has been especially active for this Captain America sequel. Okay, that's just...
Oh, shit.
That's just not true.
So that doesn't include today's numbers then. Okay, so for some reason I thought that the 180 worldwide did include that, but my bad.
So but this is gathered from Thursday to Sunday right here. You have the alleged budget domestically, $88 million. Not that bad if we're talking about America, but like, because as people know from the last superhero movies that have come out, our domestic totals have been pretty wonky. Like, not these used to be big domestic numbers for us. We used to go 160, 180 on the board.
That's not bad for a February release.
Yeah. Keep in mind, for me, I took my fling out to go see a more of a successful black man than myself, and she ended up having sex with me in the theater, allegedly. While reviews for Captain America: Brave New World are mixed, it's safe to say that a strong marketing campaign has been relatively fruitful for Marvel Studios. No, it hasn't. Additional factors to its early success include the star power of Harrison Ford, who portrays President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in lieu of the late William Hurt, whom they recasted 3 months after dying of cancer, but they won't recast T'Challa. But, fuck me, right? There also seems to be a gulf forming between the opinions of critics and audiences, as Rotten Tomatoes displays a 51% score and 80% audience score for Captain America: Brave New World at the time of writing. I will say this. You look at some casual opinions online, they say they didn't hate it. They actually liked it. And keep in mind, it's all subjective. You can like whatever you fucking like. That's your opinion, right? But that's why I say it's mixed. You have people that kind of liked it. You have people that just kind of hated it. You have people that are just kind of in the middle. In the lead up to its worldwide release, Captain America: Brave New World was projected to open to $94 million domestically and $190 million globally in a report from Deadline. Now that the opening weekend is drawing to a close, these projections have proven to be accurate, as Deadline reports a $100 million domestic projection from Disney over the 4-day President's Day weekend. Worldwide projections, meanwhile, sit at $192 million, which you guys know it did hit, meaning both have come in slightly above what was expected. With the movie reported to have cost $180 million, allegedly, it has already recouped its production budget in one weekend. God, these people are such shills, man. Holy fuck. This is the updated numbers right here. A strong opening doesn't mean that Marvel is out of the woods yet. However, while it is plausible that generally favorable reviews from casual audiences could help this momentum going, its B- cinema score is the lowest ranking ever received from an MCU installment. I'll be honest here, I'll even give this movie credit. Cinema score means nothing. It actually means even less than Rotten Tomatoes. That's how you know cinema score means nothing. Cinema score is just trash. Literally, I'll say this: B- would not equal a wholly bad movie. B- movies are fine. Like, it would be like, to me, C, D, and F is where you would kind of get to me in the levels of bad. Giving a movie a B and calling it bad is stupid. Come on, let's just be fair there. This means that word of mouth could go either way, either causing it to tank in its second weekend, similarly to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, or see it exceed the $360 million required for it to be considered a profitable MCU installment. That's just a fucking objective lie. That's just bull honky. What is clear, however, is that it will capably pass the MCU's lowest grossing movie yet, The Marvels, which ended its theatrical run with just shy of $200 million globally against a reported budget of $270 million. Originally, that was $130. You see how they just lie there? That was not, no. Trades did not say this movie's budget was 270. Go look at Trade's original reports of this movie's budget. It was never 270. That movie's budget was like 150, 130. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are just fucking pieces of shit. It would have to rake in another $100 million, meanwhile, to exceed the global box office of the MCU's lowest grossing movie, The Incredible Hulk, a 17-year-old movie that turned out to be required viewing for Captain America Brave New World. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania opened to a similar $106 million domestically, but lost momentum to finish with $464 million globally. Keep in mind, this movie's box office live and dies by second weekend. If this movie completely tanks second weekend, it's over. If this shit drops to like 70%, I would say it's pretty much screwed there. That's my opinion.
So I was completely wrong on this one. I was hoping it wasn't going to be over 100 domestically. I guess because I don't know. I'm not that into this one, but obviously it did get that. And we don't even have Monday's numbers in here yet. A lot of people were off today. I'm assuming they did some pretty good business today.
I was off today with my wife.
Yeah, I know you definitely got off today.
But yeah, there you go.
I don't know what I'm looking at this one. Like, so currently it's got 50% from the reviewers, from the critics, and 80% from the popcorn meter. But that's with 5,000 ratings in there. Yes. When I'm looking at the Marvels, they had similar with the critics. They have 370. But they only have 2,500 of regular reviews of it, and they still got an 80%. So we're talking like double the audience reviews on this one.
Also, keep in mind, the average audience person, they're like not trying to be mean here. If you're casual, it's fine, but they're not really looking at talking about movies the same way we are. We're talking about what we liked and didn't like. An average casual, like you mentioned, is talking about this movie. Is like, oh, I think the action was good. That's what it was. And dude, they gave good reviews to the first
5,000 plus reviews, though. Like the Marvels didn't have that. I don't think that many people went and saw that.
Yeah. Shit.
Do you think that the momentum is going on this one? I have not heard anyone just absolutely like loving it. I've heard a bunch of people like it's not the worst.
The second weekend, man. I'll be honest. It all comes down to the second weekend. The second weekend will prove if it has staying power to keep, well, obviously making more money. If that second week, when that second weekend number hits, after when it comes to Monday, well, we'll have to see, because right now this happens very similar with Venom 3. Big number opening weekend, and then week 2 and 3 just kind of just fizzled out a little bit, you know?
You know, Gray, you were mentioning that about Monday's numbers saying that you thought it would do pretty good business today. Their projection for today is 12.2 million domestically.
Damn.
So, that's the projection.
It looks like the momentum has slowed then, because I'm not hearing anyone just giving us glowing reviews that it's just amazing. Yeah, there's some people that I've talked to are like, in a vacuum, this isn't a bad movie. It's like, okay, but it's not a vacuum. There's 35, previous movies.
That's a pretty big vacuum right there. You put a lot of things in that vacuum, it gets sucked in there. Just kidding. It was a horrible joke, just like my sex life. Despite its close ties to The Incredible Hulk, Captain America Brave New World is ostensibly a sequel to other Captain America movies, as well as the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Did you say that word again?
I
just love the delivery of ostensibly.
Good Lord. Given Captain America Civil War was practically an Avengers movie in disguise, it is unreasonable to suggest that Captain America Brave New World could match its $1.1 billion global box office. Instead, Captain America Brave New World is most similar in scale and tone to Cap's first two movies. Cap's first movie came out in 2011. You know how much different inflation was back in 2011?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a big difference.
Shit. It's a massive difference there. So here's the breakdown of all of them. Obviously, this is all just domestic and worldwide. Domestically, keep in mind, let's look at this right now. The Civil War domestically massively beat this. First Avenger came out back in 2011. I don't know why people think that's a win. Your movie that came out in 2025, when the franchise is 35 films deep, beat a movie that was in phase 1, that was like the 4th movie. Congratulations. I hope it should do that. I hope your 2025 movie in a franchise this deep beats the one that came out in 2011. I hope. That's not a win, right?
Real quick question. So, I can't remember. Was The Winter Soldier on a holiday weekend when it released?
I really don't remember, honestly.
The only reason I'm asking is because then if if it wasn't on a holiday weekend and we're only looking at the first 3 days, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, then this would put Brave New World at number 3 on that list.
Yeah. It's reasonable to expect that Captain America Brave New World could at least match the worldwide gross of Captain America First Avenger, which ended at $371 million.
Just to answer Bob's question, it looks like it was released on April 4th of 2014. So I don't believe that was any holiday weekend.
Okay.
That's not even Easter, yeah. Making it the MCU's third lowest grossing movie, hitting Captain America The Winter Soldier's $714 million worldwide. Meanwhile, it is a much taller order considering that it's often considered one of the greatest MCU movies ever made. A somewhat shaky response to Captain America Brave New World certainly suggests that it might struggle to achieve the same trajectory despite opening around the same amount. Much of the criticism leveled at Captain America Brave New World centers around it retreading old ground. While the tried and tested formula has worked for some audiences, others have expressed fatigue at a perceived lack of innovation from Marvel Studios. Should this lead to a substandard box office result, it could greatly impact the MCU and its future installments. Such consequences have already been seen in the wake of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania's substandard box office performance, which preceded the removal of Kang as the multiverse saga's arch villain and its replacement with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. Actually, that's no. That's literally just because of the legal trouble that fucking hell. What's his name? Black dude. I'm blanking on his name right now. Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Literally, they were gonna keep him in this. I mean, they said after it failed, they were thinking of ways to get him out. But let's be honest, he literally got fired because of the fucking legal allegations. Come on, you guys. Recasting the MCU's flagship actor has been perceived by some as a cynical attempt to reignite the magic of the Infinity Saga. It is, relying on RDJ star power to recoup the losses associated with the Marvel's multiverse saga slate of lesser-known faces. This could be compounded by the second substandard box office, though whether Marvel's gambit will pay off remains to be seen. Alternatively, the criticisms leveled at the cookie-cutter narrative of Captain America Brave New World specifically might push Marvel Studios to make bolder moves down the line. Deadpool and Wolverine's R rating proved to be immensely profitable. New territory after all. Yeah, people wanted to see Deadpool and Wolverine. They don't want to see Captain Africa. It could also lead to Anthony Mackie's tenure as Captain America being cut short. Oh no, whatever will we do? Or at least see him suffer the same fate as the Hulk and only feature in Avengers movies. Some characters like Hulk and him only need to be in group movies. They shine better there. Some characters literally can't do solo movies. Sorry, not every character can do it. Why don't they try duo movies? Why both Marvel and DC? Why don't they ever try that? Won't you ever try? Oh, I mean, Marvel did do that. Ant-Man and the Wasp, that fucking sucked ass balls.
If the movie doesn't do well in its second weekend, and it turns out that this is if this is a bomb or just barely breaks even, then they're not going to cut him completely. Most likely we'll just see him in team-up movies.
True. On the other hand, if Marvel Studios is satisfied with the box office results of Captain America Brave New World, then it may see potential in developing more sequels with Mackie at the helm. Oh, good Lord. Either way, any changes brought by Captain America Brave New World's performance aren't likely to be seen until after the multiverse saga concludes. Well, as Gray said, he wanted the updated numbers, and we have the updated numbers here from Box Office Mojo. So you have $100 million domestically. Internationally, this is where the movie kind of starts faltering a little bit, because I've noticed that with superhero movies, we usually put up very, very good numbers here, but internationally, they would do very, very well, actually be almost pretty even. This movie's $8 million behind internationally compared to the domestic opening. So I guess people internationally aren't vibing with a Black Captain America.
I assume they were going to be doing more on Monday, just since a good portion of America has the day off. But like I said, I haven't heard any like super glowing reviews or anyone highly recommending it. So I'd have to think this means the momentum is dying out, but I guess we'll see.
I want to see that thing you were talking about where you were going over fucking hell, the numbers that you wanted to see. So let's see international, let's do worldwide really quickly here. If I can find it. So worldwide, that's what it did so far. So if this movie, I wonder where it's going to drop next this week coming up. Is it going to be dropping to like fucking hell? We might be looking at a 70 some percent drop, honestly, because I want to see what is the movie planning on making this weekend coming up, because there should be a breakdown of what it's going to do in the actual theaters. Let me see. Let me try domestic right here. Let's see where it's going to be. Okay, here we go. So what's today? Today's the 17th. Today, domestically, it took in $22 million. $735 million.
Well, that's higher. Oh, okay. I was looking at the number next to that. Go over to towards the right. You'll see where it says 12.2.
Oh, so 12.2? You could be right. It could be either one of these. Let's see. All right, that's just, it grossed that much, right?
So yeah, because I looked on Box Office Mojo under the dailies, and it was saying that
okay. Let's use daily. Yes, daily. Okay. Because if we use both of these, that's because right here, that's Thursday, right? The 14th is Thursday. No, this is the Thursday night previews for Captain America 62, 64. Yeah, this is oof. I don't know. Week 2 is about to look pretty bad. I'm saying, calling right now, week 2 is gonna look like some actual shit. But thoughts and opinions, closing thoughts on this. Gray, I know you love the movie. You have it in your top 10 MCU movies. You think it's better than Winter Soldier and Civil War? You think it's better than the first Avenger? Because you love black people.
I mean, I do love black people. I was really hoping that Nick Fury would be in this one, but for some reason, he's off dealing with flirkins. I don't know. I was hoping that there'd be so much more in this. I didn't hate the whole Falcon and Winter Soldier thing as much as a lot of other people did. It did introduce this kind of interesting character, the Isaiah Bradley character, and I thought that this was going to be a little bit more of that character. He has a reason to be going against Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, but I don't know. I just feel like every part that could have been interesting in this, they kind of decided, we can't really go into that, so let's play it safe. Let's bring in this other plot line, and then it doesn't feel like any one of those just got the weight or time that any of them actually deserve to create anything. It just left me with a super meh opinion on this. It doesn't feel like anything really happened in this movie to me.
Yeah.
We've got somebody that warns that something could happen in the future, but
that's the setup you were asking for. You were asking for setup. You have the generic villain saying there's something bigger coming. Oh, well, good job, Marvel. You really outdone yourself this time.
But I mean, if this movie didn't exist, I kind of feel like we'd be in the same place. Like we already saw in Falcon and Winter Soldier that he has the mantle now. He has the shield. I don't know. I don't think we gained that much other than, we got to see Harrison Ford pick up the mantle of Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, which apparently that one's a mantle as well. So awesome. I don't know. It's just kind of a meh to me. I don't think it's the worst one, but man, it doesn't feel like anything happened in this movie. And I wanted more of almost everything in it, but it feels like there was just controversy where they thought if they went too political, they were going to turn off a whole bunch of their core audience. They thought if they leaned into the Sabra character, they were going to turn off another portion of the audience. So just everything just gets like, I don't know, child-proofed in a way. It feels like they cut the teeth on every part of this, and just we're making it as meh as we can make it. Just nothing's going to really stand out. Nothing's going to be controversial, and it didn't lead to a great film. I don't think I'll ever revisit this one, but maybe I'm being a bit too unfair to this. I thought the dude who did play, now I'm blanking on his name, but the former test super soldier, Isaiah Bradley.
Oh, Isaiah Bradley. Yeah.
I thought that dude killed it. I wanted to see more of him, and I think they did him really dirty with the haircut that they gave him. I thought he looked amazing in the beginning of it, and then all of a sudden, like, you see him in jail, and it's like, Jesus, like, what did they do to him? They make him look like Sideshow Bob. But yeah, maybe that's just me. Other than that, I don't remember much of this movie, and I just saw it a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's the thing is, before we even got to our review, I was struggling to keep it in my head. As long as I was like, fucking hell, I got to keep this movie in my head. We got to talk about it and everything. And then when you talk about it, it's one of those movies where, yeah, there were some cool scenes here and there. I didn't say I hated every bit of it. I didn't hate myself after I watched it, but it's like, it's one of those movies where you just kind of, it feels very empty, very hollow. Like, what did you really get out of it? You know, did you get a good experience? If you got a good experience out there, people, it's all subjective. I'm glad you got a good experience. I'm glad you liked the movie. I'm glad you'll probably even have it in your top 10. If you do, your opinion might be worth less than shit to mine. But since I'm a genius, I have an IQ over 200. I'm Shikamaru from Naruto. It's one of those things where if you just like the action and that made you happy, good enough. You people are easy to please. Michael Bay is happy to have your money at the box office. But yeah, Bob, what's your closing thoughts on this movie's box office opening weekend?
Yeah. Everything that Gray said, pretty much a lot of what I thought. I didn't hate this. I didn't think it was the disaster that everybody thought it was going to be. Yeah. But like I said in my review, this is far from a return to glory. I would rate this as below average. I'd kind of put it at the top of the worst films, and so just like towards the bottom of the below average. There are a lot of MCU films that are worse than this, but like Gray said, it really doesn't go anywhere. And the biggest problem I had with it is that it was trying to be two different movies. It was trying to be a Captain America movie, and it was trying to be a Hulk movie, and it just doesn't go well together. Like, there are several different ideas that were introduced early on that could have been interesting. I would have liked to have seen Falcon, or no, to see Captain America and the new Falcon try to foil a conspiracy to assassinate the president, because there was an assassination attempt there. That could have been kind of interesting.
Yeah,
you know, the terrorist organization that took the adamantium, you know, everybody was racing to get it, or else there would be some, you know, global war and whatnot. That could have been interesting. That maybe it was a more volatile substance and that it could cause some real damage. And to see, you know, maybe have the Winter Soldier in it, and you have Cap and the Winter Soldier trying to prevent this terrorist organization from unleashing it. I mean, there are stuff there that could have been a Captain America movie and make it more of a spy thriller. And instead, they didn't decide to follow any of those ideas, and they went the direction of making this a Hulk sequel. And again, it's without the Hulk, so it doesn't go very well together. Plus, they pulled in ideas from several of the other MCU films, stuff from Eternals, and, you know, just all over the place. It's the movie's not well put together. The story's a big mess. And so because of that, yeah, I'm like Gray. I probably won't watch this again.
Yeah, the only way I'd watch some of these bad MC movies again is if I literally just doing the movie project. And to me, that's any movie. If I rewatch something, it's probably just for a movie project, just to refresh my mind when I'm doing the reviews on them. This goes for this franchise and any other franchises too. Because the ultimate problem with this movie is that the movie was supposed to convince you, the viewer, because you already had doubts that he could be Captain America. Could he be Captain America? This is coming out party for him to lead a Captain America movie on his own, for him to prove that to you. And that didn't happen for a lot of people. So, yeah, safe to say this movie's mission failed, just like my sex life with women. But see, I don't fail at that. I never fail at that. I'm not retired from women. It's an inside joke you guys will see in the video. You know, my sex life is great and healthy. 5 women a night. Good Lord, man. My dick will fall off at a single point. But
there's your problem.
Shit. Well, yeah, good Lord, man. That second weekend drop is about to be insane. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later.